Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, July the 19th, National Daiquiri Day.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also National Get Out of the Doghouse Day.
That's always a good thing to do.
Shouldn't that be the day after Daiquiri Day? Maybe not. I don't know how that works. In addition to those two things, it's also a Movie Star Monday. And I'm excited to visit with actor, comedian Michael Rapaport. He's been in Deep Blue Sea, True Romance, Showtime's White Famous, NBC's Friends, Higher Learning, the movie The Heat, the movie Big Fan, Small Time Crooks, the movie Hitch with Will Smith, Do the Right Thing, Sully with Tom Hanks. I mean, the guy's been in a ton of stuff, and he's got a new program that's been on several years now on Netflix. He gets to be the dad in a program called Atypical, and it's a show about a young man with autism looking for love and independence, and the fourth and final season just started up like last Friday, I think is when it was, or Friday the 9th of July. So excited to chat with Michael Rapaport. Again, actor and comedian coming your way on this Movie Star Monday.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. According to a new study, stroke patients who spend time listening to their favorite music during recovery may heal faster. Scientists from the University of Helsinki reported that exposing patients to vocal music improved their language skills notably more than listening to instrumental tunes or audiobooks.
Music does beautiful things.
Music really is amazing. And I know we're not talking about that in this study, but our daughter worked at a position for a while with people who had dementia, and they would play their favorite music, and she said it was amazing to see how these people would respond to that. And they would just light up. And it was, again, I think music really kind of does get beyond your ears, beyond your brain, and right into your soul. Yeah. It's really cool. And a survey finds 13% of moviegoers never buy anything from the concession stand. 13%, just right past the stand.
Yeah, I wish I could say that.
Yeah, we don't. We were there like, I spent more to eat at the movies than I did to see the movies.
Every time.
Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. 20-year-old man facing charges of public intoxication and indecency after police say he took his clothes off in the middle of the street and tried to get into a passing car. Anthony Webb, only 20 years young, how sad is this, was charged with public intoxication, public indecency, and resisting arrest. Officers responded to this report at 9 p.m. back in June. It was Monday, June 14th. Multiple reports called in of, hey, there's a naked dude in the middle of the road. They got to a vehicle that he was trying to gain entry into. He was exposing himself to everybody passing by. And for whatever reason, didn't want to walk away with the police. They had to fight him under the influence of narcotics, they say.
That's unfortunate.
So all kinds of stuff going on here. He tried to run away, got to be restrained, turned into a big old mess. That's not good. But that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. Demi Moore. Do you say Demi or Demi?
I say Demi.
I've heard it both ways. Which one's right? Do you know?
I think it's Demi, but
Ms. Moore.
That sounds pretentious to me, so I don't say that.
Ms. Moore was joined by her daughter, Rumer Willis. Am I saying all that right?
Rumer, yep.
During a trip to Greece, where she became godmother to a baby girl.
Aww.
The town of Sita in Greece where the baptism took place, marked the special day with social media posts on Facebook. So there you go. And a lot of folks will be tuning in to the Olympics. And there's already games that are going, apparently, because according to this story, I thought that they didn't even start yet, but it's a pre-Olympic game. So the pre-Olympics have already started. Team USA lost last week, I believe, in a shocking upset to a Nigerian basketball team in a pre-Olympic game. I don't know when we started doing pre-Olympics, but I don't know. I don't follow.
I don't follow the Olympics at all. I know that everybody's very shocked by
both
this.
of us are just going,
whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
If you're listening here for your sports information, I am so sorry.
You may want to look elsewhere.
Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of PureCana.com, promo code RADIO. The city of Tokyo has installed a 1,600 square foot billboard featuring a hyper-realistic 3D cat in order to cheer up Japanese citizens during the ongoing pandemic. That just seems
that's bizarre.
But it must be working. What do you forget most, Heidi?
What do you mean? What?
A survey finds forgetting passwords and forgetting things we meant to buy at the grocery store, the two things that we forget the most, our most forgetful moments.
Okay.
For me, it's what was I going to do? I leave I leave the house.
Lately, that's been my thing.
I leave the house.
Why did I come in this room?
No, and I've done that one too, but I'll leave the house driving somewhere, and then I'll be on the road for just a matter of minutes, and I'll call Heidi, and I'll be like,
where was I going?
She's like, you miss me already? I'm like, yeah, I do. Where was I going anyway? I was going somewhere. You're like, you were going to the store? What was I getting at the store? This is probably a problem, and I shouldn't laugh about it, but yeah, it's bad. 4 in 10 of us are not excited about the idea of sharing the road with self-driving cars. So as more and more companies
I'm
are
not
working
looking forward to it.
I think it's, because here's the thing. Whose fault would it be if there's an accident? Me or a self-driving car? So probably me, because I don't know. It's probably a self-driving car, but yeah, I don't know. And a survey found the average person was 6 home repairs or updates on their to-do list behind. They have to complete the list. The top 3 would require an average of $680 just to get these things done. Home Improvement Experience reveals the average repair has 3 things to go. More than 6 in 10 homeowners turn to search engines like YouTube or apps to get these repairs done. So they're trying to watch videos. I have done that. Some of those videos are very helpful, and some should not even be online.
No, you've been able to learn a lot of new things just from watching those videos. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm like, how do I do that? And I'll watch a video. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. But there's others I watch it and I go, this person who rigged this thing together thought that was such a good idea. They said, we should record this and upload a video. Like, don't even do that. All right. Your scoop of the day right here on the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
It's a Movie Star Monday, and our guest today, Michael Rapaport. He's been in a ton of great movies. He's been in things like The Heat. He's been in movies like Hitch, Do the Right Thing, Sully. Also on the small screen, things like The Simpsons, Showtime's White Famous, Deep Blue Sea, True Romance, NBC's Friends. And in addition to all of that, he's got a program on Netflix called Atypical, and he's a comedian. And holy cow, Michael, you stay pretty darn busy, don't you?
I'm trying to stay as busy as I possibly can. If you don't use it, you lose it. I'm glad you guys gave me some time to be on the show.
We're excited to have you on the program. Let's talk about Atypical on Netflix, because season 4 just fired up, and your character on Atypical is a little different than some of the characters you've played, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely more, he's quieter. I would say he's quieter. He's a little bit more, he's not as visceral as, the persona that I give off or the stuff with my comedy. He's more of a, more suppressed, but he's a sweetheart, sweet character. It's, been a great time doing Atypical. It's been 4 great seasons. And, I really appreciate, the response from the fans. And, it's about a family that's sort of just trying to find their way with everything, including, guiding and raising their teenage autistic son.
I know there are folks that absolutely love this program. I've seen great reviews on it. And with season 4 coming out, I hope you get even more people checking it out.
Yep. And, the response to the show has been great. And, 4 seasons, it's for everybody. The show is a family show. It's very emotional. It's very funny. It's very touching. And I think it's very honest.
Now, you've had a chance to do a lot of fun things. Now, we talked a little bit about the program here. We've talked about stand-up comedy, but also several movies that you've had a chance to be in. The Heat, a comedy with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. And then you look at something like Sully with Tom Hanks, not a comedy at all. And you work with Woody Allen, Mighty Aphrodite. When you get a chance to do these projects, I love the fact that you're not just doing comedies or you're not just doing serious. You kind of have all over the spectrum a lot of different types of characters that you get to play, don't you?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to do different roles, different attitudes, different emotions, different tones as an actor. That was really, one of my goals when I started acting, and I'm really lucky to be able to continue to do that. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me focused. It doesn't let me get complacent, and I certainly don't ever get a chance to take anything for granted. I've been really lucky with all the stuff that I've gotten to do. And, and I think, the stuff that I'm doing, from Atypical to performing on stage around the country is I'm really lucky.
That is awesome. Now, is there a character that you've played, whether on the big screen or the little screen, that would be the most like the real Michael, or none of the characters you played even close to you?
I wouldn't say. I mean, they all have a vibe. You pull from yourself and from your personal experiences and your own emotions. I can't pinpoint one, but there's been plenty that I definitely have. I can relate to.
Now, are there projects that you would like to do, or are there things that you're going, boy, I've had a chance to do comedy, I've had a chance to do TV, I've had a chance to do movies, I've now done stuff on Netflix, but I've always wanted to be, on Broadway? Or is there something that you've always just kind of wanted to do you haven't had a chance to do yet?
That's a good question. Well, I've wanted to play in the NBA. I don't think that's going to happen.
You never know.
But never know. I would love to do a play on Broadway. I mean, I'm not a singer. I can't do a musical, but if there was some sort of just a drama or a comedy, I would love to do that. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, I know a lot of folks get a chance to see you on stage when you're doing comedy, and the website, again, michaelrapaportcomedy.com is where you can find the schedule. How different is it? Like when you started in comedy, you were kind of an unknown, but then all of a sudden you got movie roles and TV roles and all of these different things. And when you get on stage now, it's got to be completely different.
It's totally different. People have expectations. People know who I am. I don't get overwhelmed by it, but I certainly respect it and appreciate it and try to give people what they want, what they expect. I try to give them a good time when they come see me live.
Michael, thank you for your time. I appreciate it a bunch.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Again, our guest today has been Michael Rapaport. I've got some info on the shows we talked about in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cheetahs do not roar. Yeah. Cheetahs.
Ah.
They can't roar. They can
Really?
purr. They can meow, they can hiss, and they can bark, and they can growl, but they cannot roar. This type of behavior is much like a domestic cat that we keep in our home. So a cheetah is more closely related to a domestic cat than it would be to like a lion, which is kind of crazy.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, cheetahs. What do they say, though? Cheetahs never win.
I wonder if they make great house pets.
Yeah, probably not. Cheetahs never win, and now we know cheetahs never roar.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Here's today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Poland. In Poland, a man came home to find a burglar in his favorite reclining chair. But he didn't have to worry about harming the burglar. The burglar had died.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Investigators-
That's a new one.
Yeah, they think the burglar's heart was racing so much from breaking into the home that he sat down to rest and he just died.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, that happened in Poland.
That's a rude awakening,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's like, hey, there's somebody in my house and he's dead in my favorite chair.
Oh, my gosh.
I wonder if that's still his favorite chair. Like, you want to just take the chair with? I
Yeah.
don't think I need that here anymore. I don't know. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Police have arrested a woman who allegedly dragged an officer with a stolen pickup truck during a chase. So let's explain what happened here. I like how they always put allegedly. The officer would know.
Right.
8:45 a.m. is when this happened. So they were called to a place where there was a pickup truck that had been stolen. The owner said they saw a woman climb into the truck and drive off. Officers pursued the truck. It had GPS, so it was easy for them to track the truck. She pulled over. 38-year-old Johanna Gardell. But then she took off again. And she was weaving into oncoming traffic. She struck a van. 2 detailed officers then approached the stolen truck, tried to pull her out, but she got back in and took off with one of these people hanging on for dear life, apparently. So she knocked one of the detailed officers down and dragged them, is what it says. Taken into custody, but during her trip, she stopped at a McDonald's drive-thru. That's how they finally were able to catch her. She stopped as though there's not an officer hanging on the back of her car. I have no idea if she just went crazy. I don't know what's going on. What a bizarre story that ended up right here as today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. So this is a bizarre story. A guy was pulled over outside of a Walmart in just outside of Cleveland, and while he was on the side of the road, he called 911 to falsely report a shooting.
Okay.
So here's what happened.
Hoping that they would leave him alone.
Yeah, Mohammed Kabir, Kabir, I hope I said that right, age 34, was driving a vehicle with outdated license plates. He had no driver's license, and he had a 2-year-old kid in the car that was not in a safety seat.
Okay.
So he had several things that were going to get him in all kinds of trouble. So he decided to just throw one more thing on there. Mm-hmm. He dialed 911 and said, hey, a man was shot. And he was trying to get the police to go, we're going to leave this guy alone. We're going to go help somebody. Well, they followed the 911 call back to his phone that he was sitting on the side of the road with another officer. And he was now arrested for making false alarms.
Yeah.
So that went on top of the other things that he had. And let's just say
it's never good.
It was not a good day for that man. But it was today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, tell me. Hamilton Trails, Mays Landing, New Jersey. Hamilton Trails. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
It sounds like a golf course, but I'm going to say rehab center.
What did it sound like again?
You told me to go against my intuition.
What does it sound like again?
It sounds like a golf course.
Yay, it's a golf course.
You looked so disappointed in me there.
It was because you got it right, and then you're like, "Yeah, it's probably a golf course," but I'm gonna just Mickey's hole in one. I'm gonna call that a rehab center. No,
It probably would have been.
it probably would be. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. I love this story. Here's the headline. Drug addict stole a guy's dog, so the guy offered to pay for the drug addict's treatment. How cool is that? A man found his beloved dog was stolen by a remorseful drug addict. He did not call the police. Instead, he offered to pay for her rehabilitation. Braden Morton first posted on social media that his Shar-Pei, Darla, had been taken from his yard. Mentioned that it was an old blue pickup truck that had taken it. Their post was shared over 30,000 times. That's a lot of times. He offered a $5,000 reward, so his phone started blowing up with everybody who wanted to help. Then he got a call from a blocked number. When he answered, all he could hear was somebody that was crying. His gut told him this person had Darla. He said, she wasn't even talking yet. I just heard her crying, and I listened, and he said, I'm not mad at you. I'm not anything. I've messed up a lot in my life. Let me go home. I'll grab the cash reward for you, and I'll even meet up with you. Where do you want to meet? So he met with the young lady in a mall parking lot. He knew right away she was addicted to drugs. He said, as soon as I saw the young girl, I knew she was addicted to drugs. I walked up to her, and he said, I gave her a hug, and I said, everything's all right. I'm not mad. I understand what you're going through. And he said, I'm actually in recovery as well. He had an addiction to fentanyl.
Okay.
And he said, I've been in recovery for 6 years, and I'm now a drug and alcohol interventionist.
Oh, wow.
And he said, I lived the exact same way you lived just 6 years ago. I was in your shoes. So just reading this story, I'm getting choked up even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because the first thing you'd want to do when somebody steals your dog is probably not say, hey, I want to help you. But how cool is it that that's what this guy did? And there's some photos online here. Anyway, it's a great story. If
Unless
you've got
his dog is a naughty dog like our dog.
Our dog is pretty naughty lately. But there's a photo here of Darla. Darla's a Shar-Pei. That's the ones that have like the really wrinkly skin.
Yeah.
Darla's adorable. I've got a link to the whole darn thing. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.